He told me that he couldn't wait to marry me. 3 days later, he discarded me. It's been 4 days now of silence. Please go easy on me, because I know sometimes hindsight shows us all the red flags, and I was too swept away by him to notice at the time. We met on Hinge. Turned out he was vacationing solo in my town from the UK, so I didn't have high hopes. However, he latched on and basically told me he was falling in love with me by the 4th day we spent together. He had no other dates or plans, gave me deep eye contact, initiated deep vulnerable convos, gave flowers, paid for everything. He FaceTimed his friends and mom while at my house, telling them how happy he was here with me, that he was sure I was the one. He was only in town a week, but he spent it all with me. I was blown away by how perfectly everything was going. My last relationship was very emotionally abusive with an overt narcissist, and ended over 2 years ago. So now I finally felt like maybe this time, I was finding the love I had so much wanted. He wanted to meet my mom before he left. I allowed it, and even my mom was blown away. She was so excited for me, having known how abused I'd been in the past, and thought this guy was it. He wanted me to know how serious he was about me before he had to go back home, that he booked another flight back in 3 weeks, while sitting next to me on the couch. When he left, he was lightly crying. He surprised me by leaving a stack of dated small love letters for each day that would pass until he arrived here again. Each one was about him knowing I was his person. I was his soulmate. He couldn't wait to see me again, counting down the days, etc. He would text me several times a day, 6-hour time difference. Sometimes I felt overwhelmed in my gut, but I wanted to believe him. We'd FaceTime every night before he went to bed. He was already planning how we'd live together eventually, that he literally wanted to spend the rest of his life with me, and that nothing would change that. Reminded me every day. One day he even asked me to make my own timeline of our future together and send it to him, which nobody had asked me to do before. Then one day, during a casual FaceTime convo, he was expressing some stress about planning this and that for us. But deep inside, I always felt like there was no reason. We literally have only known each other a month, and he was going to be with me again here where we could plan and talk all we wanted. I told him, I get the impression you are anxious or stressed about this, but you don't have to be. There's no rush, and I'm just excited to see you and plan everything together. His mood completely changed. He was so hurt that I accused him of rushing things. I was taken aback because I truly did not accuse him. I was actually trying to console him. I just wanted to reassure him. Everything changed after that. I apologized profusely and told him that I want the same things and that I never meant to hurt him by using the word rush. He couldn't really get over it for 2 days. I felt like I was being punished. One day, I thought things were back to normal, and we were telling each other how much we missed the other. When I got home from work, I said, "Wanna FaceTime?" He shortly said he was watching a movie at home. I was honestly shocked. In a long-distance relationship, I'd never put a movie at home, which I could easily pause before talking to my partner for even just a bit. I respect wanting time for yourself and have never had an issue when he's told me he's out and about. But I said, okay, that I was a bit disappointed, but I'd leave him to it. His response was, "Why are you disappointed? Because I'm in the middle of something and can FaceTime you after?" He never even said he would FaceTime after. It felt cold and hurtful, and he ended up not even calling me. I waited all night. When I reached out to him the next day, he said he didn't call because he was annoyed. I basically kept trying to smooth things out. I was making all this effort to apologize for what I don't even know now. I was telling him I was so excited to see him soon. He kept giving more excuses. I'm tired tonight, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Or a whole day would go by and he'd just take hours to reply, whereas before he was lightning speed texting me. I thought to myself, how can some silly, small misunderstanding or disagreement cause this large of a rift for him? What happened to not letting little things get to us, or you're my soulmate, or I want to spend every moment with you, or there's nothing holding me back, here I'd be ready to move out tomorrow and be with you. The day before his flight, he barely spoke to me. So I called him to chat and asked him if he was okay. He told me he was stressed about prepping for the trip. He was giving me very short answers. He said he wasn't happy about coming the way he was before, and told me he had a massage to go to and ended the call. I was waiting and waiting for him to call back. Hours go by. Finally, I call him. I say, can you please just give me an answer? Are you coming or not? First, he said, I don't know. That he doesn't want to come if we are going to be disagreeing. Maybe he'll come another time. I said, what? I'm here, wanting you to come. We haven't been fighting or getting nasty, you know. Like it'll be amazing to be together again, and these disagreements we had were so small. He said it wasn't worth it to him and that he had to be selfish and put his feelings first. He then said that he felt like I didn't want to spend my life with him the way he wanted to with me. This was totally out of the blue and felt like such a cop-out. I asked once more, are you coming? Then he said in the coldest, shortest way possible, no, I'm not coming. It cut me deep. I said, so that's it then? He said, what do you mean? I said, it's over between us? And all he said was, don't be silly in a dead way. Silence after that. No remorse on his end. No emotion. In tears, I said bye and hung up. Mind you, I had already booked my own flight to come visit him in the UK at the end of August. My flight is non-refundable, while his allows cancellation for credit since it's with American Airlines apparently. Lucky him. $800 for me down the drain. I haven't heard from him since. I have been having panic attacks because of the replay of trauma again. My last relationship ended the same way. Love bombing and fast forwarding and then bam. One day it's over and there is no remorse, no emotion on their end, and I am abandoned. I feel like a fool. I feel ashamed and embarrassed that I fell for this again. I feel like I am deeply flawed and unlovable, and I keep replaying his last words. Don't be silly. What in the world does that mean? Thank you for listening to this heartfelt story on Intimate Stories. Relationships can be incredibly complex and sometimes painful, but sharing our experiences can help us heal and grow stronger. If you've been through something similar, remember that you are not alone, and it's okay to take time to heal. We'd love to hear your thoughts and advice in the comments below. Your insights can provide support and comfort to others who may be going through similar experiences. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and always value yourself. Until next time, take care.